All right, so in the fourth video, we are going to look at style number 4, and I'm just going to show you a few features of that. A lot of the features already I have covered in the first 3 videos. In video 1, we looked at how to fill with color, texture, or pattern. We looked at how to remove or edit the drop shadows, and we looked at how to remove or edit the gradient overlay that's creating a shadow in some of the covers that go down the middle here. And then in video 2, we looked at turning layers off and on to get rid of elements, and we also looked at using the color picker tool for matching colors with your pattern for contrast. So video 3, we looked at swapping out the rings for a spiral. So this fourth cover is a very popular style of digital planner cover. It's kind of just a very basic cover. It's got some rounded corners, and then it's got the little clasp here that has the little snap. So let's take a look at editing this, and let's quickly fill it. So I'm going to bring it to that kind of teal pattern we had a couple of videos ago, clicking on the shape, clicking on the fill tool, and going to bitmap, finding my pattern, and I'm just going to leave it this size just to make this go a little quicker. Click on my next one with the move tool to select it, fill tool, bitmap, find my pattern, and there it is. And then finally the last one. And so here we have in the crease the same thing that we saw in a different video. And so I'm just going to give it a little in and out. Now, sometimes some of the patterns can give a little bit of a quirk. Even though I have the maintain aspect ratio selected, this kind of stretched out a little bit. And so you might need to play with some of your patterns a little bit just to get them back into the correct scale. So I'm just going to kind of just work with this and eyeball it, and just a little bit more. And then I think we're pretty good. And again, if you want to match this, like where the pattern comes, I don't think you need to really do that on the open cover because it's not going to be the same as the front cover anyways. When you open a book, it doesn't usually match like that. And actually with this one, you know, I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to fill it actually with a solid color. Okay, so I'm going to fill this with just a solid color, and I could probably still find this color in my recents, but I'm going to turn the color picker tool on. This time I'm going to uncheck apply to selection because I just want to sample this color. And so you'll notice up in my colors, I now have this in my swatches. So now I can go to the select or move tool, select this cover, and then I can fill it with this color. And I can do the same thing with this clasp, just fill it with a plain color that coordinates. All right, so now we have this planner cover all selected. So I do want to just show you a couple things. This clasp here has some stitching on it. And so if you expand out the front cover and expand out this group for the clasp, you can actually turn off the stitching. There we go. And you can turn it back on. There it is. And then also on the open cover here, which I need to relabel that, we can also expand out that, and here's the snap. If you don't want to show the snap or you want to change it to something different, you can just unselect that layer. And you can also click on this snap, and now that it's selected, I could go into my swatches and in the drop down look for my metallics. If I wanted to switch this to being more golden colored, I could just pick a golden colored, and now my snap is golden colored. Same thing, we have got, it's kind of coming off the side here, but we've also got the stitching on a separate layer here too, so I can unselect the stitching if I want to get rid of the stitching on the clasp. So that is planner cover number 4 and some of the things that you can edit for that cover.